So hunky dory, like what you feel about hunky dory?
Kathy was being a mess. She knows what hunky dory is.
What's up, everybody? It's me again, and it's time to lean in, bitch. We are here for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the episode that I have been waiting for. Danny is here with me. What's going on, Danny?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good. I'm doing as best as I can be in this time. But like I said, I've been waiting this episode for a very long time, and Sutton has really just had a lot of moments this season. But I would say in this episode, every emotional feeling I feel like she had it returned in this episode, but it was kind of like, okay, clearly she needs to stop. We're gonna talk about it. But before we do, if you're watching this video, make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all things. The link. Go down to the like button, hit the thumbs up button. If you don't like the video, hit the thumbs up button. Because we need that support. Okay. Again, new episode this week. And the biggest event is actually a surprise party for Garcelle. She doesn't know, right? But I believe was it a Birkin party? Was they supposed to all have Birkins or something like that? I think I heard that.
Yeah,
I saw Birkins.
it was a birthday. Garcelle wanted to have a birthday Birkin party,
Okay.
but because of COVID, they weren't able to.
Okay. Well, some of the girls brought Birkins. And I would
Hmm
have thought it was a Birkin party until Kathy got there with her little beach bag. So that's why I was like, child, it can't be a Birkin bag. Because I know she got money. But she came with her little beach bag, her little diaper tote. And, that's what it was. But, of course, in this episode, Erica is still on her little pity party, trying to show that she's how independent she is, and has this living under this new income, and just basically trying to, I guess, help her image. But if you're watching the news feeds and the blogs and stuff like that, at this point, the money that's coming out of the victims that's owed, the what's it, the Rue Gomez's or whatever, is coming out of
Yeah.
her fucking money. Okay, so it looked like she ain't doing a good job. I don't know, at least not on TV. Like, what do you think about
Mm-mm.
her? She was hanging with Crystal and just speaking more on her new place and just how she has to wash her own clothes now and that she's enjoying it. All of that. What you think?
Well, I think talking about all the money that she's currently bringing in and everything,
Mm,
it's almost a sense. I saw her trying to assert her independence,
mm,
but me knowing what was going on, me and if I was her, me knowing what's going on, I wouldn't be talking about finances on the show, knowing that that could be used against me in court later on. Um, I wouldn't have mentioned any of it.
I agree.
Um, I am happy that she says she's happier now because you never know what goes on behind closed doors, and she was obviously unhappy for a while. So it seems like the divorce was a relief for her.
Do you really feel like she's happy, or you feel like she's just trying to put on the front, like she has been doing for the since the shit came out?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both.
Mm,
Um, I believe there is a sense of happiness,
mm,
but I believe for her there's also a sense of uncertainty.
mm-hmm.
Um, she's it's almost like she's trying to convince herself when she's talking about how good everything is going with her financially and all that. She's like trying to, convince herself and make and motivate herself to believe it more so than us.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like how she's like trying to squeeze in all this time with the housewives. Like last week she was with Sud, going to cryotherapy or whatever. This week she's playing tennis with Crystal, and just I guess what is coming off as is she's going through so much, and she's going through so much in the divorce, blah blah blah, and the girls are like taking her under her wing to make sure she's in a good place. That's
Hmm
what it's given, and for TV it does work, but I just feel like it's just this is right before things hit the fan. I think next week is when the situation of the lawsuits come out. Right now, the girls only think
it
there's a
blows up.
divorce. Right. So I think this is where all the women start to shift and be like, because right now they all supporting her ass, and it's crazy how this rollout happened. She divorced, and then later on it jumped to his lawsuits and stuff like that. But he's always had lawsuits. Me and Jamie talked about the documentary. I don't think, yeah, you weren't there, but he's had lawsuits before this. This is just the one that really got
Yeah.
him caught up.
and
It was the big one, or one of the big ones.
and then watching the preview for next week, you even hear like Garcelle going to speaking. It seems like her support is about to shift because she's like it's something new every day. Like you can tell, like she kind of got like she was like, who is she?
Yeah, so you kind of sit there and be like, "Who? What the hell is going on?" But this person doing all of this, like, what is going on? I don't know. I
We'll
don't know.
see.
We're gonna see. Um,
I wish the best for her.
how do you feel about the situation? Because you weren't here last week. We about Lisa Rinna's daughter Amelia and Scott Disick. Because that comes up later too. We're gonna talk about that a little bit. How you
Oh,
feel about that?
um, if I can be honest, being that it's Lisa Rinna's daughter, I don't really care too much.
Mm-hmm.
I've never really felt drawn to Emil, her daughter in any kind of way. But I think if it were anyone else's daughter, I'd be very concerned. Scott, with all the demons he's had, I'm not sure where he's at with them. If it's just gone for TV and stuff, Amelia has her own demons.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if they mess up, that relationship could be something that could make her relapse with hers. So if I were her parents, I'd be concerned.
Yeah, because they're mostly concerned. Well, they know they feel like they are kind of fragile. Amelia is a very fragile girl. I will say that.
Hmm
I think that may be a concern, but right now on the show, it doesn't come off as that. It seems like more so the concern of who he is and how old she is and how old he is. You know what I'm saying? But you made a very good point. Like her relapse and stuff like that. To me, that would take precedence of a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Because that's not
hmm
really the focus, at least not right now. Because like you got Erica Jane, who clearly is basically okay with it, because she's, I mean, she in the same fucking situation
She
or
really is.
was. So it's like she don't have nothing to say, and all the rest of them are like, no, like no. Um,
Mm-mm.
Kyle
And
messy
Kyle
ass.
coming.
I was just gonna say Kyle messy ass. Lord, I know Jamie probably was like this bitch.
So, but I was 19 when I had my first, so you could be a grandparent. Harry was like, "Don't say that."
Yeah, exactly. Like Harry, aka Lisa Rinna 2.0, because I don't know, they look alike. I don't know who the husband, who the wife.
Well,
um,
we can't just you can't just say Harry. You always got to say Harry Hamlin. You always got to say the last name.
you're right. My bad. But yeah, her messy ass. And other than that, that was a lot of fluffer. So I'm gonna kind of skip on down to the actual holiday, the actual event that happened. And so, of course, it was a surprise party. We were just talking about um, Kyle being messy, and she was like, "Is he?" Because they were talking about the holidays, and Kyle was like, "So y'all not gonna go? Is she gonna go with Scott? And this is number two. I think she said something last week too. So I don't know if this is gonna escalate anymore. But did you see? You notice like Lisa's like obviously Harry is kind of like irritated by it. You think Lisa was? You think she kind of brushed it off?
I think Lisa's trying to play cool.
Yeah,
But I think it's really concerning her.
yeah.
But she's trying to play cool. Harry will show more emotion than she will regarding
Mhm,
it.
mhm.
Um, I think Lisa's right now trying to play the whole connection to the Kardashians, and that type of thing.
Mhm.
Um,
And
but
that's like
she's
that sounds
concerned.
very clout chasing to me. But I mean, she may
Yeah.
be friends with them, but it's just like she keep mentioning. I haven't called Kyle. Like, okay,
hmm
say something to your daughter or say something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
Well,
just it's crazy. They need to have her and Amelia need to have a talk about it.
yeah,
That
I think they
that
will
they
because
need
Lisa.
that they need to film.
I think they will. Lisa doesn't have anything going on this season. This is like her ongoing storyline. That basically, other than Garcelle letting her have it, she ain't got shit else going on. So I mean, you know, this is what she has
Yeah.
going on. But outside of that, they did surprise Garcelle, and she liked it. They got her gifts, and when the gift exchange started, I thought that Sutton was having a moment because maybe she wasn't included on the gift exchange. Because it seemed
Well, I think
like
that contributed because she hates being left out. She always feels
she
so insecure,
does.
and
but
And so in her mind, they all talked about it and didn't include her on purpose, is what
but
she's probably thinking.
she was there at the table though when they talked about doing a surprise party, and I think maybe because they
Hmm.
went together, they went in on gifts, and I don't
Yeah.
think any of those gifts were from Sudden individually or even as a group, you know.
So my only thing is Sutton goes everywhere with the gifts. Sutton got gifts for Erica at the cryotherapy thing. She went and she takes
Yeah,
this there. She's always taking a gift. If you know an event is for Garcelle for her birthday,
and
why didn't
that's
you
your
bring a gift?
friend. That's like one of
Yeah,
your
why didn't you
friends.
bring a gift?
I agree. It don't make sense, but that's what I thought at first. But she gets emotional, and she's talking to Kyle, and she's like, I don't like being where I don't like being where I don't like people. So it turns into more of I don't want to be sitting here being fake with somebody I don't like, right?
Hmm.
But I mean, last week was like the last straw, like to where what's her name wouldn't apologize, and that's when Sutton got really upset. So I get it. At this point, she's probably done trying to be there
Yeah.
with her. So I do get that. Like I don't want to be around fakeness either. I get that. But I love how she just basically was just like I'm reading my thing when she was
Hmm.
like but she's crying about the puppy, and Kyle was like no, it's not about the puppy,
That's not
stop
it.
lying. Because and that's why earlier when we talked about how she was crying about giving up her house, I'm like no, that's just another example. I get it, but even then I think I said like no son, you're like
Well,
lying.
see, this episode when she mentioned the puppy,
Hmm.
um, that made me take back what I said in the episode where I gave her the benefit of the doubt about the house.
Yeah.
I
But see,
I walked
I
that
never
back now.
said it then. I was like, no, this sound like I said this sound like some bullshit. She don't know what else to say. She know like
But you know,
that's
I'm
what it
Team
was.
Sutton, so I'm
I
Team
am
Sutton,
too,
so I want
but
to give her, but
still,
I want to give her the benefit of the doubt. She lost it now for
yeah,
me.
bullshit is bullshit. And Kyle was like, no,
Hmm.
like stop lying. um, and then like they walk off and they doing a whole gift exchange or whatever. And basically, she's just like, I still. She was like, they like you still feel a way about Crystal. And Crystal's face, I will say, Crystal is something else. She knows damn well that she be gaslighting the hell out of what's her name, and it's just like it just breaks Sutton to death. Like Sutton was having a whole meltdown, and
And
what
Crystal smiling the whole time,
smiling, like enjoying it, and it
or no,
just
In Sutton words, she was smirking. In Sutton's
smirking.
words,
She was being all hunky dory, or the
who's
situation.
that?
Kathy know what the fuck a hunky dory is. She know at this point.
That's when I caught on to her.
Kathy is playing the role. She know what she doing. She gonna do
Hmm.
this all season. Don't be surprised if they say something and she be like, "Oh, what's that?" Don't be
Yeah,
surprised.
I that's when I caught on to her when she said, "Who's that?" I said, "Okay, she's performing now."
Yeah,
But I live for it.
yeah.
It's
I live for it.
entertaining.
It worked initially, but now I'm like, let's see. And so also I like how when she was trying to get herself together before they came over there, she was like, I'm not okay. I can't get herself together. It's my allergies." I was just like, son, girl, like, oh my god, like, where's your little rolly stick? Where is it? You need it.
But but you know, I knew it was gonna be Garcelle to call her out and be like, "What do you need from her? Like, stop. What is it? What do you need?" Because Garcelle's sick of it too. Garcelle tries to have her back so much, but she's
But
sick of
she
it.
tired of it.
They all are. It really is stupid. Like Sutton, like really, Crystal needs to use Sutton's words on her and say, "Let the mouse go." That's what Crystal needs to tell Sutton. Let the mouse go. Let it go.
Well, the word she used was like, well, what you say, like, what planet do you live in, or something like that. And she was like, clearly not yours, or something like that, and basically told her that she was jealous, and this just really made Sutton go left. you know. And she just stormed off, and that's how we got this moment. Jealous of what? Them
What?
ugly leather pants.
And oh my gosh, Kyle was like flabbergasted because I think at first Kyle thought she called Crystal ugly, and then she was like, "No, no, okay, she just said ugly leather pants. That's fine."
Because Garcelle, I think Garcelle was the one that was like,
Garcelle
"Oh no, oh."
Garcelle said, "Oh no," and Kyle said,
Did you see Crystal walking that way in the grass with them heels on?
Just
Like
chilling and still
them
smirking.
heels. Still smirking. Crystal know what the hell she be doing. She didn't got under this woman's skin, and it is terrible. Suddenly had a whole moment, and I just don't know. Like it just wasn't warranted. Like at that point, if she felt like she couldn't be around somebody fake or whatever, she shouldn't have come.
But I'm bothered by Sutton saying that a little bit because if you recall last season, she had that whole moment at the fashion thing for Lisa Rinna's daughter,
Oh yeah, at the
and with Dorit. Remember at the table, her and Dorit never apologized. They never made up, and you know, as sensitive as Sutton is, you would have thought that you got past that, get past this. Like you got an apology from Crystal.
yeah.
You never got one from Dorit.
I mean, that situation, I feel like this one was. I think the issue here is that she's holding on to the word violated. You know what I'm saying? She feels very strong about that word versus last season. I mean, last season, wasn't that when Dorit was like, somebody, was she like freaking out about something that they were at
She's
dinner?
her makeup Sutton's makeup artist came. Her ex makeup artist, they didn't get along no more or something, and she was like, "I'm about to lose my shit,
Yeah,
flip out or something like that."
yeah.
But one thing I will say about Sutton when it comes to the whole violating thing, one of the things that bothered Crystal was the comment that Sutton made. Oh, I don't know what you're doing in here, but
Yeah,
and it's Sutton kind of doubled back down on that. Just now she was like, "What were you doing in there that you're
she
so
did. She did
offended?"
say that. She did say that. She did.
She
I
doubled
heard
down on
that.
it.
Yeah, and she had said
So
nothing since. First, she kept trying to, it. She kind of. My thing is, I think she would. I don't think she would ever get an apology from Crystal actually, because Crystal is a very tough young woman. She's not going to. She's just not. She's
it's
like very. It is
it's
what it
good to see
is.
them interacting today on social media.
Yeah, I wonder what gets them back to that place, because I mean it's been 8
Well, I
episodes.
honestly think I didn't see them interact online until Sutton gave her public apology over the race thing.
Yeah.
Um, and that's when they started interacting.
Well,
But
they still got the
we'll see
reunion to
if it
go.
lasts. I was gonna say we'll see if it lasts because I don't know.
Cause they still have to like they're watching this stuff back. They're seeing confessionals, so as they're watching stuff back, they obviously have other feelings. And so the way Sudden is, child, she probably saw something she don't
Because
like, or who knows?
right
Who
now
knows?
Sutton, Crystal, and Erica are the season. Those three. Those are that's all we hear about is them three.
Kyle, Lisa, and Garcelle and Dorit ain't got shit going on.
Nothing.
Okay, I mean they all she doing is showing up to events and just
They're friends of the show. It seems like.
yeah, like they have nothing going on, like nothing.
Mm-mm.
And I'm tired of hearing about Garcelle dating. I'm tired, actually.
I think another thing that affects Sutton is Kathy calling her Tommy Thomasina,
You.
and knowing that her and Kathy and Crystal are
Mm,
close.
mm,
So to her, she's probably like, oh, they're still talking about it.
yeah.
So, you know, Sutton told Kyle she doesn't like that name. It's
Mm.
like being called that. I don't think Kyle delivered the memo to Kathy.
Kathy is just, she doing what she want to do. She's there.
Yeah,
She was looking at Crystal the whole time, and like I said, they all were trying to not Crystal, Sutton. They was trying to. At that point, they was just like, just apologize. She's like, no, I'm not.
and I laughed at Lisa Rinna was just gonna sit there while Sutton stormed away, and Kathy said, "No, no, no, this is your house. You get up."
She did. She did.
They all listen to Kathy. I don't. It's like is Kathy secretly a producer or something? Like Kathy snaps and they jump like they do.
I mean,
I
she
don't
has
get it.
wisdom. She's Kathy fucking Hilton. I
I
mean,
guess so.
at this moment, she's the most interesting thing on the season outside of the girls that are keeping the drama. Like you look forward to hearing what she's gonna say, what she's gonna do,
Yeah,
not necessarily what she's gonna wear, but I mean, she's just like a box that's just full of tricks and shit like that. So I don't
yeah,
know. I love it, but the episode was okay. Like I expected so much more, and I gotta stop having my expectations so fucking high, because when these episodes come out, I be like, okay, that's it.
yeah. And we also got to remember when we look forward to these moments, it's always going to be the last 3 to 5 minutes, and we get
Yeah,
the real juice next week.
that's true. Well, it's to
So
be
that's what's going to
continued,
happen.
you know. And what's her name? Crystal just standing there with her hands in her pocket with her leather pants, like
Smirking
smirking, like Crystal
with a smirking with a Birkin.
smirking with a Birkin.
But we'll
They'll,
see what next week brings. I think it's going to be way more interesting and full of
yeah,
drama because you're going
it
to
could.
have them finish out this scene, and then you're going to all the bombshells about Erica continue to drop.
Yeah, but that bombshell stuff is gonna be more of them saying, "Well, do you think she's lying?" You know, and I can't wait now. I can't wait to see until when Sutton when Sutton was like, coming at Eric and Eric was like, "Oh what? Oh what?" I'm like,
Gritting her teeth.
yeah. I'm like, oh my god, like Erica, don't do her like that. Hopefully she don't cry then. Maybe she will.
I don't think she will cry.
You think she'll be stronger by
Bec-
then?
I think she'll be stronger by then because it's nothing that she did wrong. She's not. Sutton feels embarrassed by all this thing because it's her actions with
Yeah,
Crystal.
yeah.
With her, she's gonna be like, "Well, Erica's attacking me because she's defensive." I don't think she's gonna cry. I don't think she's gonna take it
I'm
that
just
personal.
surprised. It's gonna be her. She's gonna be the one that kind of comes at her like, because I would have rather it have been like Garcelle or something, because I don't think Erica's response would have been the same.
I don't think Erica's responsive be the same to anybody else other than Sutton, probably. I don't think she
Same
would
with
have went
same with
that hard
Crystal.
with
Same with
yeah.
Crystal. I
Hmm.
mean, Sutton is obviously an easy target as it relates to these things. I mean, they all can get to it if they wanted to. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, she needs more of a backbone and stop crying and being so sensitive.
Exactly.
So I
Exactly.
kind of understand a little bit what Crystal says when she says "not from your planet" because Sutton there literally is another
Does
world
another
where she
world.
thinks of her rules and her manners and
They
you
was
know
over there drinking that damn Kettle One. I said, girl, where's the Tito's? What is y'all drinking? Y'all drink Fireball and Kettle One? Jesus Christ.
and she was crying when she was grabbing the bottle. She said something about
I
praying in
just want some
Jesus.
vodka.
I thought she was saying something about praying in Jesus too.
No, she said give. She said I just want. She said I just want a fucking bone, or I want a bone, or something like that. Like give
Oh,
me a bone. I thought she said at first on the pre. I thought she said vodka, but she said I just want to give me a bone. Like I just want a bone, or something like that. I'm like, oh girl, she's going through it. Help my son. Was it son Struck?
Sutton Strack.
Right. Help her, child.
Lord, yeah, we might have to do a moment of prayer for her to get some strength because baby. But I
Help
guess they're in a
her.
good place. Crystal follows her again on IG. Sutton still doesn't follow Crystal, but Crystal follows Sutton.
Mm.
So
Well,
we'll see where it goes.
well, that's all for that episode. Like we covered just about everything that needs to be covered. Next week, like I was saying,
Okay.
the episode gets it goes a little left, more left when as it relates to Eric's situation. The lawsuit, the big lawsuit comes out. Maybe we'll see the end of this little battle between Crystal and Sutton, and we'll see. I mean, we ain't even halfway. This is episode 8. We're almost through halfway through
Yeah.
the season, but we got a lot to go. So I'm trying to figure out what the hell they gonna do to keep us interested.
Well,
Cause
just remember, next week when the bombshell about Erica drops, the new news,
mm,
that's going to be the last 3 minutes. We won't probably won't get to cover that till the week after.
what the hell they gonna talk about up until then? Like at this point, they just coming up with any kind of events. I mean, think about it. Their events are happening because of COVID, so they having to do a lot of stuff outside. LA itself, like most events were
Didn't
not.
open for a while.
Yeah, well, no, we didn't. We shut down. So up until Thanksgiving, we were you could only eat outside, right? Thanksgiving they shut stuff down, created a curfew, all that, blah blah blah, right? And then they things didn't open back up until March. So, and it went from you can't even eat outside no more. So a lot of these things they're having to have stuff in people's houses. They're having to have that because that's the way the LA was. So I'm
Hmm.
curious to see how the rest of the season goes. You know what I'm saying? Like what a cash trip is and like what they decide how they finish
Yeah.
the season. I don't really know how it's gonna go, but I'm ready to see.
All I say is, who house are they going to next? Basically.
Right, that's really all it is. Who house is right? That's really all it's given.
So it's not giving what it's supposed to give.
It ain't giving much supposed to give it out, but it's giving something. It's just something to do, child. Um,
Yeah.
but that being said, we're about to lean out. If you again like this video, go down to the thumbs up, hit the thumbs up. If you don't like this video, hit the thumbs up, because we need that support. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment all things
And
the
sure.
lean. We're gonna be here for the rest of the season. You can find myself and Danny on Instagram at Stupid Wild Tez over here, or at King Daniel over to the right, or at the Lean blog. Until then, we're gonna have a good y'all have a good rest of y'all day, and we will see y'all next week for episode 9 or whatever episode it is. Good
Yep.
night.
Lean out.